Hi there, I'm Jennifer Grace from Grit and Grace Art. If we don't know each other already, feel free to go over and follow me on Instagram or TikTok. My handle was on the intro that you just saw. And we're going to start right into this video. It is a thick paint petal video, and this one specifically is an ocean beach scene that I'm really excited to show you. So first we're going to take Liquitex flexible modeling paste and we're going to mix it with some colors. There are quite a few colors I use here, so I'm only going to be showing you two. In this one you can see I keep adding blue to make it darker. I also added just the teeniest touch of black. Be very careful when you're adding black, as a little goes a long way. I wanted to darken it, but I also wanted to give it a bit of that gray blue sort of color. Now we're going to do the lightest blue that I'm going to be using as well. And you see there's a very big difference with that. I'm going to be using two palettes, one to my right and one to my left. You can see the one to my right there is white plastic and the one to my left is glass. And I'm going to be using this canvas that I got from Michaels. Anyone in North America can get this canvas at Michaels. It's a level 3 gallery wrapped canvas. If you can't find this one, I've also linked other options in the description that you can get at Amazon. I also have all of the products that I'm going to be using today linked in the description as well. We're going to start off by loading the palette knife with the darkest blue. And we're going to go from darkest to lightest. We're going to do a gradient as if the water is coming closer to shore. And once you load the palette knife, you're just going to take it right to the top there, push down, and then pull back toward you. You want to make sure that it squirts out both sides as well as the top, but you don't want too much paste to go over the top and sort of be hanging off the edge of the canvas. That can get a little precarious. And here's the last one in this first top row. You end up with sort of a little half one sometimes. You can see there's some paste hanging over the side, so you can just wipe that off with your finger and go on to the next row. The next row I'm going to be doing a little bit quicker, and I'm also going to incorporate some other colors now. So as you can see, I've started to incorporate a little bit of a turquoise there. And what I'm doing is I'm taking the same blue and just mixing in a bit of the turquoise. You have two options. You can either mix it completely for a color between the two, or you can do what I do and sort of combine them so they leave streaks, and that way every petal is different, which is the way the ocean looks anyways. So I like that a little bit better, but you do have the option of doing it either way. Now we're going on to the next color, which is full turquoise. And you just want to ensure that you are making all the petals about the same size. They don't have to be exact. We're starting to add in a bit of an aqua on this row. Again, we're going sort of to an aqua, and then we're going to go to a lighter blue, and then we're going to go to the beach and the sand. So just add in as much as you feel comfortable with, as much as you want, and then we're going to move on to the lightest blue. That's the one that you saw me mixing. It almost looks a little bit white here, but it is not. It is light blue. It is, as you can see, not that color that is sitting to my right. That was a white. So this is the last few rows now, and what I'm doing is I'm measuring to see how many rows I can fit in the remaining space. I want to make sure that the spacing all stays continuous and nothing seems crowded, but also that it doesn't seem too spaced out either. So now we're going to move on to the beautiful sand color. And I like to do something interesting with the sand. You can see there's two piles there to my right, and you're going to get to see me load the palette knife with these ones. So I have this light color for the sand, but I also have some gold. Now the gold isn't a paste, it's actually a gel. So when it dries, it will dry metallic gold, which will bring a beautiful variance to the sand. So not only will you get that sort of pop of shimmer, but you'll also get more of a variance that you would with natural sand. What we're doing now is we're just combining the two the same way I have been with all the colors up until now. I'm going to take the one main color and then add in a touch of the other one, giving a variance to all of the different petals. You can see that petal was quite gold, and then the next petal is very sand colored. We have enough room for one more row, so I'm going to zoom in for you so you can see a close-up, and you can see bits of gold and sand color just mixed together throughout. I'll show you a close-up in just a second, and then I'll show you what it looks like dried, and you can see the difference between all the colors when they're wet and they're dry. So zooming out now, this is dry. Look at that gold. Doesn't that look beautiful? And the variance in the color of the ocean waves, how beautiful is that? You really have a nice gradient going from dark to light. Now here's a great thing about this video. This is a 2-for-1 video, so you are getting 2 beachscape paintings. This is the second one. The first one was a 10 by 10. This is a 10 by 12 or 12 by 10, I guess, depending how you're looking at it. And this canvas comes with the frame. This was my first time purchasing this canvas, so I'm just taking a look at it, trying to figure it out here. But it is a beautiful floating frame that it comes with, and it comes with all the hardware as well. Other than this painting being 2 inches taller and having come with the frame, it will be pretty similar to the other one, but I thought including both paintings would give you an extra chance to take a look at things. Right now, I am going to slow it down. Did you see that slow motion there? To show you the bottom of the palette knife. I'll do this a couple times for you so you can see exactly how much paint you should be loading the palette knife with and what it should look like under there to get the same result I'm getting here. There was another slow motion for you. Hopefully that was a good view. Once you have the palette knife loaded, you're just going to want to bring it towards the canvas and push down and pull back towards yourself, scraping the paint off along the canvas as you go. Like anything, this will take practice and you'll get better and better as you go. Now I am measuring out to see exactly how many rows I'm going to be doing. Comparing it to the other canvas gave me a really easy way to do that. And now I know I'm going to have 2 extra rows, 1 for each inch of extra canvas. Here we're going on to the second row and adding in some turquoise, just as I did with the other one. With this one, because it does have 2 extra rows, I have more of an opportunity to continue that gradient or have extra rows of any of my preferred colors. I decided to make this one a little bit lighter, closer to the beach, and you'll see that later on. We're going to speed it up again here, and what I want you to see is just the repetition. The repetition is so important when it comes to any type of petal painting, really. It's all about how you load your palette knife and then how you place your palette knife on the canvas, how you lay down those petals over and over and over again, because we want continuity. We want all the petals to look similar, be a similar shape and size. They do not have to be exact. In fact, that's the best part about art. That's what makes it interesting, is when things are slightly imperfect. I also wanted to point out something important about this technique. Some people call these droplets. Now, if they're droplets, they're usually done upside down, facing the other way. You can do it either way. It really all comes down to personal preference and the technique that you're trying to execute. Here for me, I have the palette knife pushed down a little bit, allowing the modeling paste to come out both the sides and the top. This creates more of a 3-dimensional look, which is then more impactful with the light and the shadows that I love so much. Now here's a look at both paintings. The one on the left is dry and the one on the right is wet. There's a close-up of the dry one and then there's a close-up of the wet one. And you can really see the difference in colors with the acrylic paint as it dries. There's a full view of the 10 by 12 going in for a close-up. And then we're going to pull back out and take a look at what the next step is. It is painting the sides, the top and the bottom of the canvas. Now, I didn't do this beforehand for a very specific reason. If I had, I wouldn't have known exactly where to put the colors. Once those rows are down, you can put the proper colors beside it, but the key here is blending. Because it's a gradient, you're going to have to blend all these colors together so it's not just stripes on the side of your canvas. Also, it requires 2 coats, as you'll see here, as it gets darker, and many different paintbrushes to fit into those crevices, and lots of washing the paintbrushes in between as well. Once you've got the beach part done, that's it. All the sides are painted and it is finished. Once dry, this one went back into the frame. Here's a look at it all dry, close up. Take a look at that sand and all the beautiful gold and the variation we have there. And as you can see, this one is much lighter as we head towards the beach. This is a really good close-up to show you how all of those colors have mixed together every time you've added those colors together. And then the beautiful glowing gold. Now let's take a look at the other one. This was the first canvas we did. And here's a look at it when the sun is starting to set and you've got those beautiful shadows dancing all over the canvas, creating such beautiful movement. Now don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see more videos. And if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, take a look at my thick paint petal paintings and tell me which one you'd like to see me do next. I'll even post a poll in my stories for you. Thanks for watching.